Hi everybody, welcome to Mattie's Kitchen. Today I'll be making y'all some chicken and dumplings. And what I'll be using, old fashioned, I'll be making my dumplings from scratch. And also I'll be making my stock. Okay, what I'm gonna start off with is some chicken. These are thighs. And I didn't worry about taking the bone out. I did take the skin off because it had skin, but I left the bone in because the bone is kind of hard to cut off. And these are thighs right here. And for my chicken, I'll be using carrots, celery, some type of onion. This is garlic and pearl onions. And here's regular onions, yellow onions, and these are green peppers. And this is chicken, I'm sorry, I gotta turn it around. This is chicken broth, 33 less sodium, you know. I like to use that. Sometimes I use sodium free, but this time I'll be using that. And that's for my chicken. Now for my dumpling, I'll be using all-purpose flour, all-purpose. And I'll be using some buttermilk. I'll also be using some, this is baking powder. I'll be using, this is salt. And I'll also be using some baking soda. A little baking soda. See, that's a little bit of baking soda. And this is 3 cups of flour. 3 cups of flour. And when you're using 3 cups of flour, the milk you'll use a half a cup less. So when I use 3 cups of flour, I'll use 2.5 cups of milk. And this is buttermilk. And I'll be that's what I use in my shortening. It's a cup of shortening. That's a cup. I didn't tell you all this. And this is 3 tablespoons of baking powder. And this is just a half a teaspoon of salt. And this is and the baking powder is 1/4 of it. But as I do it, I'll also explain it to you step by step. Okay, I'll get back with you. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna do is take my chicken. I already cleaned it and I took the skin off of it. And I'm gonna put this in some water, you know, and let it boil and get that scum and stuff off of it and let it get clean. I see some people let it boil and then they take a fork and take it off. But to me, it's easier to let it just cook a little bit. Let it cook and boil for about 5 minutes, maybe not even that long, until it comes to a boil. Then you take this out and change your pot and get a clean pot. It's better than, to me, it's less easy than taking a fork and trying to skim that thing off. You know, skin that white that come up to after the boil. So I'm just gonna boil mine and then rinse it off. Okay, I'm cutting the stove on, I'm gonna let it boil. And I'm gonna get back with you all because I'm gonna move some of these things out the way, the thing that I only need for my chicken. I'm gonna let this boil. Okay, y'all, my chicken boiled for about, that's a good, you see it's not done. I got some of that stuff off of it. I boiled for about 5 minutes, a few minutes till it start boiling. So I'm gonna take that because I can skim this off, but I'm not gonna use I can use some of this juice later on, but that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this out of here. You can see it's not done, but it got most of that stuff off. So the blood coming from here, so you know it's not done. The first thing I'm gonna do is set this on the stove and pour a little butter in here. And let it kind of brown. Like I'm gonna pour a little butter in here and let it kind of brown. And after this brown a little bit, I'm gonna put my vegetables in it. Once it starts getting hot, I'm gonna put my vegetables in it. Okay, put a little butter in there. Okay, I'm gonna let this cook for a while, and I'll get back with let it start browning just a little bit. Okay, y'all, what I'm doing now is I'm trying to, you know, season my chicken up. I told you, like, I put the onions, yellow onion, green peppers, and celery in here, so this season can go into my chicken. I'm gonna put a little pepper on there. I didn't put any pepper on there, nor salt. Salt is the last thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this in there. Oh, this smells so good. That thyme and all that stuff is so good. I might put a little few, maybe one of these in there just to season. These are pearl onions, and I might put a couple of these in there just to season it. And the garlic, and I'll put some garlic in there later on. But what I'm gonna do now, this is good enough. This is the way I want it to look. It cooked enough. So now I'm gonna pour some sodium. This is sodium. I'm gonna pour some of this in here. 33% broth. I mean, it's not that salty. Okay, I'm gonna pour all of this in there. And I might have to change this pot. You know why I say that? Because and put it back in my pot. Because I want the I want the have enough stock in here and the pot deep enough to cook my dumplings. So I'm gonna let that cook. Don't that look good, y'all? I'm gonna let that season up right quick. And like I say, this is pepper now. I got everything in there. I'm gonna put a bay leaf in there. That's my bay leaf. I already had put the thyme, and I'm gonna put 2 bay leaves in here. It won't hurt. Put them in there. And I'm gonna let this cook. And I'm gonna get ready I'm gonna get ready while this is cooking. I'm getting ready to make my dumpling. Okay, set this aside and let it cook. Once it comes to a boil, I'm gonna cut it down and let it simmer. I might add a little bit more stock in there for my other stuff that I gotta cook. I got some more this right here, and I'll let y'all know if I added some. I added to cover my chicken. I wanted to cover my chicken. Okay, I'll get back with you. I'm gonna start on my dumpling. Okay, you all, I'm getting ready to do my dumpling. My chicken is cooking over here. See, it's cooking. So it's doing really good. It's almost ready. By the time I make this, it'll be ready to come off the bones. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to start with my dry ingredients first for my dumplings. So this is 3 cups of flour. All-purpose flour. It's all-purpose. Okay. Put that there. Then this is baking powder. Baking powder. Baking soda, salt, baking soda. Here's the baking soda, that was salt. Okay, that's all I need for that. This is my flour, and I'm gonna start pouring. I'm gonna separate this, like pour it in the middle. I'm gonna mix all this together good. My dry ingredients, like I said, 3 cups of flour, I'm gonna use a 2.5 cup of milk, whole milk. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour it right in here. That's all I do. I mix my ingredients up. So I'm not good at making biscuits, but I'm gonna give it a try. I mean, biscuit and dumpling is about the same thing, you know, almost the same thing. So I'm gonna start slowly, and I'm gonna mix this. Mix it all together. I really can pour all that milk in there, because I can always add a little flour, because I measured it out. It should be enough, not, you know. Mix this together. You don't want to mix it too much now. That's about enough. I might have to use a little bit more milk. You don't want to mix it too much. Wait just a minute. Now I'm going to put my my shortening there. This is a cup of shortening that goes with this. And I'm going to take my pastry cutter, and just nail this in here. That the flour and the shortening and the ingredients, dry ingredients. Should be about right. Take and nail this in here. You can use a fork if you want to, but I'm going to try this out since I have one. And if I didn't have it, I wouldn't use it. See, nail this in there to get all, to the thing come like a crumbs, like, you know, mix it together. Yeah, my hands is clean. I normally know how to use my hands. That's why I don't like doing biscuits and stuff. I'm not a person that use my hand a lot. I use gloves, but they are washed. Really good. So we'll take all this off of here and mix this together. Get it together. It should come off even. You're not used to making biscuits, and I'm not. It's kind of, you know, but I got the right seasons in there. I'm gonna get this together. Mix it. See, it was kind of equal. I'm taking a okay, pretty good. Keep going around and get all this flour in here out the bowl. So it's got to be easy to make. I don't think I made it. Might be the first time I made it. I think I made this one time in life, but I don't know. But it's like I said, make sure you scrape the pan, your bowl, whatever you're using, and just, you're going to get this straight. It's not hard to do. See? You don't make it that much of a mess, so I'm going to get this. Okay. Set this aside, and I'm going to put a little flour on my I'm through with these. I can get rid of these. Okay. And this is flour for my, you know, just my flour, my thing. Might be too much, but that's okay. Then we'll put a little bit on my cutting, this rolling pin. And I'm going to take this and get all the flour out of here. And I'm going to take it, put it on here. It's simple. It looks like it's hard, but it's simple. You keep on folding together so you can mix it. Fold it 2 or 3 times. I'm mixing it, see? It's easy. You can either roll this out and make, you know, triangle. You can put it in, like this right here. So like this right here. That's the best way to me, the easiest way. That's what I'm used to eating it. I see some people taking, put it in little squares. I'm not used to the squares. I like for my dumpling to be good. So I'm going to set this aside until I finish seasoning my chicken. This is good. Good to go. See? It's good to go. It's good to go. I can take it and put it in squares if I want to. I don't know if I am. You have to roll it all the way. Set this aside. It's simple. See how quick I made that dumpling? It's very simple. And I'm not used to doing this, but it was so simple for me. Take and put this in my hand, spread a little more flour on it. So you can roll it out. It's just a cleanup, and I don't mind cleaning up. So you roll this until it get about 1 inch. I'm probably gonna put, since I'm rolling, I might just put the squares on it. Okay, I'm gonna put this back in my pan so it'll stay covered with a damp cloth so it'll stay ready till I get ready to do it. I'm gonna try to get through with my chicken. I'm gonna set this in the same pan. So till I get ready for it, clean this mess up, and I'm gonna take a wet towel and put it on top of it so it'll stay. That's what you can do. Now squeeze it out good so water won't get in it. That was simple. See how good that dough look. It's so simple. Just follow the instructions. And you can find it on the back of the biscuit, how to make biscuits, and you'll see how I did. I'm going to cover this up and let it set it aside over here. Okay, y'all, my chicken is ready. I'm going to take that bay leaf out because nobody want to eat that. And I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to change it because I'm going to take it off the bone. I'm getting my vegetable ready. It's done. All I got to do is take it off the bone. And you can do this any kind of way. You can put it in a blender. You can shred it. You can also cut it in squares. But this is off the bone. Look at there. See? So I'm going to cut this up. I'm going to have it kind of look like the little cubes. And so now I'm going to put my vegetables in here. All my vegetables. See, this is the stock from this. I might have to add a little bit more stock from this. Let me see where's my other bay leaf at. I know I put 2 in here. I don't want nobody to try to top on a bay leaf. Okay, so here it is. That's good. Okay, what I'm doing now, I'm going to get ready. I'm going to set this aside right here. And I'm going to chop that up later and take the bone off. Now I'm getting ready to add my vegetables in here. I'm going to change pot because I want my dumpling to cover my juice. I might have to add some water. I'm going to pour this in here. Be careful with that. Pour this in here with my vegetables. So I'm going to add my carrots. My carrots in here. Add some carrots. Let them cook. My celery. Because all this juice is good. I'm going to add my celery. Some of them are big. And I'm going to add some onions in here. And I'm going to let this cook till they get almost done. And then I'm going to add other ingredients. I'm going to add my peas. And I might decide to put some peas in here. Kind of similar to, because you know when you're eating chicken dumpling, you don't want to just eat nothing but juice and bread and chicken. You want to also have a little vegetable because it's seasoned. So I'm going to put a little green sweet peas in here. They're frozen. I didn't say. I'm going to put a little in here. And I'm gonna let this cook some, just a little bit. Carrots, pepper, and the other vegetable I use, this season is really good with. So I'm gonna put some of this in here and let this just cook. I'm gonna get ready for my, I'm gonna have to add some more water, juice, because that's not enough to cook my dumplings and stuff. See that? I'm gonna let this cook. That looks good. I'm gonna add this and I'm gonna season it up good. See, I add another, some more chicken broth in here, because you're gonna need to cover your dumplings. And you add some more of this and let this just cook. Yeah, this is dumpling. I didn't use no water. So this should be good. I'm gonna let this cook till it get done. And I'm gonna shred my chicken in the meantime. Cut it up and let it start cooking. This smells so good, and I know it's gonna taste good because that's seasoning. I'm gonna put a little pepper in here, just a little pepper to start cooking. And it is so simple. A lot of people just put, long time ago, my mama only used chicken and dumpling, just flour and chicken. But now we're kind of moved from that era, so we're putting vegetables in our stuff. That's a little salt. I'm gonna taste this later on. Once I finish, I'm gonna taste it. So I'm gonna get back with you. I'm gonna put a top on here, and I'm gonna get back with you all once I start cooking. I'm gonna debone my chicken, take the bone out, and cut them in squares and get them ready to go in here. And I'll get back with y'all in a few minutes. Okay, I took my flour out the bowl, and now I'm ready to drop my dumplings. You just can take and do them just like this. Some people make square, but I'm gonna make mine in balls. That's what I'm used to seeing. So I'm gonna drop them in here, and make sure it don't matter what size you put them in. It don't matter. As long as you put some in there, put enough that how much y'all think you're gonna eat. Drop them in here. When they cook, they're gonna come up. Make sure you put one at a time. Don't try to put them in a lot at a time. You know, you roll them, then put them in because they'll stick. You'll have a big dough. Nothing but a big ball of dough in here. If you put them in, they got to separate. And see how I'm doing? I'm taking them, pinching them off, and doing them just like this right here, and putting them in here. You do them like that, or you can make little rectangles. I like for my flour to be, my dough to be a little thick. The flours are kind of thin like. And put them in there. When they cook, they're going to rise up. My vegetables done. And make sure you spread them out. Take your spoon and move them around so you can see them how they're cooking. Got to hurry up because you want them all cook at the same time. See how they're coming up? Just take and put them in here. Taking and mashing. Just fold them under and put them in here. See how they coming to the top? Make sure I have enough for everybody to get some because these be good. And here's my chicken. I shredded it up. I forgot to mention that. I shredded my chicken up off camera. And it tastes really good too because I had seasoned it very well. These on the side are coming up. Like I said, your water have to be warm, kind of boiling like. And you got to make sure that you don't put them all in at one time. So they're going to stay, so they rise, and you kind of stir them up and let them separate like that. See how they coming? See that look? I got to roll fast though because I like my dumpling. And see, the chicken is going to be the last thing you put in there. After your dumpling get done, I'm going to season this up. Because, I already seasoned. I put a little pepper in here. See? Like I said, this is easier to do it like that than trying to cut it. Just tuck them under. See? This is so simple. See how they rising to the top? Like I said, you can put them any size you want to. And I changed the pot so because I wanted my stuff to thicken. And you might have to thicken this up a little bit, and you're going to use you're going to take a little juice out of here, get you some broth, and mix it with a little flour. That's all. The same amount of flour, broth, and just thicken it up. If you have to thicken it up, I'm quite sure I did because there's a lot of water in there. It's so simple, honey. I found out when I'm cooking stuff, it is so easy for me to cook it because like I said, I ain't never hardly cooked this much. I think maybe one time, but it came so natural for me. It's just, you know, once you cook, you can learn how to cook a lot of things, and you don't even need to have a recipe or just look at it and think about how you think it should taste, how you want it to taste. Now, only thing that you got to measure out, that you have to measure cakes and pies. You have to measure cakes and pies, but other stuff I really don't measure. So getting them, see how them dumplings coming, y'all? They're gonna be good because it's seasoned. That is so seasoned, so good. And you also can make a pot pie the same way, with the same type of way, but you just don't put the dumplings in your pot pie. So they look. Keep stirring them so they won't stick together. See how they doing? Be gentle with them. The vegetables and stuff. I'm gonna have to thicken this up. Put this chicken there. That was I think that was 8 chicken thighs that I did, and I seasoned it up very well. Okay, let's see, that's about enough. I would like for my dumplings to have enough dumpling. Like I say, water should be boiling a little bit. I love dumplings, so I'm gonna put a little bit more than most people do. We'll put them in there. I'm gonna put some cream in here to turn it. You know, you see it white sometimes, but you really don't have to. That's up to you. So I'm gonna start with my chicken now. Let the bread. I'm gonna let my dumpling cook about 2 more minutes. And the chicken is the last thing you put in. See these vegetables? That's the last thing you put in there is the chicken. See, my dumplings are floated to the top, so you know they're done. So I'm gonna start introducing my chicken in here. I'm gonna put some chicken in here. Put as much chicken as you want to in here. That's up to you. I think I'm gonna put all of this because you want chicken. Okay. Put that over there. See, I shredded mine. I really didn't shred it. I just pulled it off the bone. And I didn't shred it. And I'm gonna have to thicken this up because I don't want no soup thing. And be careful, so you don't want to break up your I'm going to add a little cream to this. And if I have to thicken it up, see this cream? You know how you have that little white taste? It make it taste a little better too. I'm going to add some of that on there to get that white color, you know, some people have. Okay. Add that color to it. Okay. And I'm going to thicken this up. That is so simple. When I thicken it up, you're going to have chicken and dumpling. Put just a little bit more for color. Just a little more of this cream in there. Man, I have to thicken it up. See how that coming, y'all? A little pepper in here. That's good to go. I don't know whether I have to thicken it up with that cream. I don't know. Add a little pepper in here. See? That's looking good, y'all. I made a mess, though. Mess can easily clean up. Cut this up so it can get high and see how, do I have to add anything to it? But this is some good chicken and dumpling, y'all. I got to thicken up. I'm going to let it thicken up a little bit so it won't be like soup. What I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to add, let's see the color. Look okay. Add just a little bit more. Give the color just a little bit more. Okay. That looks so good to me. I'm going to taste it. See, I'm going to taste that. Oh, that's so good. Let me see. That was nothing. I might put a little pepper just to, but I'm going to thicken this up just a little bit. That is so good. So you're going to use the same, put a little butter in here. Put a little flour in here. Same amount of butter and flour. And add a little water to it. See, that's flour and butter. I'm going to use some broth in here. And my flour, I'm going to put it in and thicken it up a little bit. See that? Put a little broth in it. That's too much. I'll stir it up good. And put it right in your pot, see? So it'll thicken it up. I might add a little bit more flour to this. Boy, I got a mess to clean when I get through. See, let me see, add this in there. See, What it's going to do is just thicken it up. This is so good. Let this thicken a little bit. While I clean up. Thank you all for tuning in to Mattie's Kitchen. Here's the finishing touch of my chicken and dumpling. I think I did a really great job. I remember cooking this a long time ago. I think one time, if I can remember correctly. But follow my instructions and you can do the same thing. I know when I did my dumplings, I mean, that was really simple. I did that. I think that was I did it before. I did it one time before. And it was simple. It's a good video. Make sure you share this video with your friends and family and hit that notification bell. And when I load up another video, you'll be the first one to get it. Thank you for tuning into Mattie's Kitchen and have a wonderful day.